It's officially less than a month until Christmas, and the holiday concert season is about to burst into full swing. For many, nothing signals the true start of the festivities quite like the sound of brass instruments, lifting beloved carols into the winter air. The sight and sound of a Salvation Army brass band playing beside their donation kettles has become as inseparable as the season, every bit as iconic as watching It's a Wonderful Life or revisiting Dickens' A Christmas Carol. On Tuesday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. at All Saints Anglican Church, the Rupertsland Brass Band will usher in the season with a joyful holiday concert. They'll be joined by All Saints organist Dr. Dietrich Bartel, adding even more richness to an already vibrant evening of music. This is a concert designed to ring in the holidays with everything that makes brass writing shine, from timeless carols to captivating selections composed especially for brass band. If you're looking for something to put a sparkle in your festive mood, this performance promises to do exactly that. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studios to talk about the Rupertsland Brass Band concert on Tuesday, I am joined by their conductor, Daryl Ferguson. Hey, Daryl, great to have you back.
Thanks for having me in. It's nice to be here.
Okay, so I watched the video when I was prepping for the interview, and you joined the Rupertsland Brass Band back in the early 2000s. Graham Bruce invited you to play. How many years has this been for you with the band, and why are you so passionate about the group? What keeps you coming back?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was a real education for me getting to play in the band under Graham's baton for many years. And my wife and I had our kids and our family, and those kind of things forced me to kind of take a little bit of a step away from the band for a while. And then when Graham retired about 8 or 9 years ago, I guess it is now, he asked if I would come and step up to be a part of the band. And I was humbled and gratefully accepted the invitation. And man, it's been wonderful ever since.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I find that is so special about British-style brass bands like Rupertsland is there really is a sense of community. Younger, less experienced players get to sit next to more experienced players and be mentored by them. Have you seen less experienced players perform with the band for a number of years and get better and better and grow? And can you talk about that if you have?
Yeah, that's such an important part of that sense of community in brass banding. And it's been a little bit tricky here in Winnipeg because we don't have that same sort of history of like youth brass bands. And so one of the things that I've worked to do during my time with the band is try and get some younger people involved. And we've had some real successes with that. We started try to get the ball rolling with my own boys, who are both brass players. And so they both joined the band when they were kind of in, 7th, 8th, 9th grade-ish, and played with the band for a number of years. And then we kind of started to drag some of their friends in that they played with at school. And we've kind of started to get a little bit of momentum with that now. And so currently, my youngest son still plays with the band. He plays alto horn, even though he's kind of technically a trombone player. And we have some players as young as 11th grade in the band. We've got some seniors in high school. We have some young first and second year university students. And so we have a real generational band going. And it brings a new, a vitality to it, when we have these different perspectives and different experiences and getting these students involved in the band.
Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, can you talk about some of the key differences to British brass bands, like conical versus cylindrical, tenor horns versus French horn? What is a British brass band?
Yeah, so the conical horn, the cone-shaped horn is kind of the biggest difference, right? So with a trumpet, that's more of a cylindrical instrument. The sound is a little brighter. It's a little bit more direct, whereas a conical-shaped instrument like a tuba or a euphonium has a little bit warmer sound, a little bit gentler sound into it. And so that's kind of one of the signature sounds of a brass band, as compared to maybe like a brass ensemble or a brass quintet like Empire Brass or Canadian Brass. And I think that's one of the things that we love about this concert and getting to play in this hall is that it really showcases the warmth and the gentleness of the sound in the ensemble.
Yeah, and there's no trumpets allowed, eh? It's all cornets.
Trumpets. No, we don't let them in, all cornets. But it's a really diverse a bunch of instruments. We have the highest pitched instruments in E-flat soprano cornet, and then we have B-flat cornets. We have a flugelhorn, We have 3 E-flat horns, which take the place of a French horn within the ensemble. We have both baritone horns and euphoniums. We have trombones, tenor trombones, and then tubas, or as they're known in the brass band, basses, and then a percussion section as well.
Great. I want to turn to the rep for the concert. Can you first talk about some of the non-holiday material that you're going to be performing? And please tell me there's going to be some Gabrielli on the concert.
Oh, this year, you know what? We took a break from a little Gabrielli, although we do have some Renaissance music that is not Gabrielli, but we are throwing it back to some a pastime with good company, and some of that kind of antiphonal brass playing and call and response playing that's so kind of closely connected with that era. But we have a really diverse program. We're going to be doing a piece, Malcolm Arnold's Little Suite Number 2. Malcolm Arnold is such a favorite of brass players, and he wrote 8 pieces specifically for brass band. So this, we're going to do a movement of his Little Suite Number 2, which is terrific. We have some hymn tunes that come from the Salvation Army library, and of course some transcriptions. One of the things we're most excited about this year is a couple pieces that are new to us that are organ transcriptions that were originally composed by Bach. One piece from, which is his Christmas cantata, and the other piece from his little book of organ suites. And so it's interesting when we do a joint concert with Dietrich to hear some of the similarities and the differences between a brass ensemble or a brass band, and just the warmth of the colors and the timbres that are possible on the beautiful pipe organ at All Saints.
And one of the other things that I'm always so fascinated with British brass bands, and I was saying this when I talked to you last year, was that some of the best brass players I've ever met have come up through the brass band system. And it's because cornets end up playing violin and woodwind parts, and trombones and euphoniums end up playing cello parts, right? So they're playing these really technically challenging parts, right?
Absolutely. They're not for the faint of heart, for sure. But it's one of the most fun things. It tends to stretch us as trumpet players or brass players in a way that maybe orchestral music doesn't, just because it's a different ask, right? It's a different sound, and it's a different approach to the horn.
Can you talk about some of the holiday pieces that the group is going to be performing, and why you chose them?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we're going to have a couple of Christmas medleys on there. We're looking for some audience participation with a little Christmas carol sing-along. We have some unique settings of some classic traditional tunes like Silent Night, of course, and a neat swing version of Go Tellin' on the Mountain that comes from the Salvation Army book. That's an awful lot of fun. And then, of course, probably our favorite, maybe my personal favorite, our finale for the evening will be a transcription of the Hallelujah chorus that involves the organ and the brass band as well. So all the audience can feel free to sing along with that if they like as well.
Yeah. You've alluded to it a couple of times. You're going to have Dr. Dietrich Bartel at the organ. As a clarinet player, playing in a wind ensemble setting or a band setting, one of the things I love is getting inside the sound of a killer low brass section. Great tubas, great trombones. As a brass player, is that what the organ is for you? It's sort of your warm blanket that the brass band can get inside of when you're playing with Dietrich?
Absolutely, yeah. There's such a range. First of all, from the pedal register all up to the top trumpets in on the organ. There's so many different colors and textures that you can connect with, and the structure of All Saints is so neat. If you've ever been inside and you see the organ is kind of set towards the back, but the pipes are off on the side, and so the sound goes up into the tall ceiling and comes over top. And I've had the good fortune of being able to play some small ensemble brass things at All Saints over the years, and it's one of my favorite places to play, to sit inside with the choir on either side and the pipes coming up. It just feels like a big warm blanket over top there.
Yeah, it really has some fantastic acoustics. Is Dietrich going to be playing any solo organ music?
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be performing a set of 14 variations by Gottfried Walter, who was Bach's cousin. And so it kind of ties into the transcriptions that we're doing of the Bach pieces, and it'll kind of serve as bookends to those pieces on the program. So you'll get to hear some of the similarities and some of maybe the intricacies of how maybe these pieces are better suited to organ than brass band, or maybe not. I mean, it's open to interpretation and discussion, I imagine.
Daryl, this has been so wonderful to see you again. I'm going to wrap up the conversation by asking what you're looking forward to most about performing on Tuesday.
Oh, it's such a neat way to kick off the holiday season. It's just, there's so many festive, beautiful things to be performing. And, whether it's the warmth and the sentimentality of, a favorite carol that reminds us of our feelings at the holidays, or just the brilliance and the sparkle and the shimmer that can come through a brass band. It's just such a joyous time, and I love making music with the people within that community, and so it's just such a celebration of the things that we do, and I'm just looking forward to seeing the audience and getting to share some music with some of my favorite brass musicians in town here.
Perfect. Daryl, this has been just wonderful. I hope the Rupertsland Brass Band concert on Tuesday goes super well, and it's just a packed house. Thanks so much for taking the time to stop by after a very busy teaching day and talk to me today. It's been great.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me, and always glad to be here.
For our Classic 107 listeners, the Rupertsland Brass Band performs this Tuesday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. at All Saints Anglican Church. For more details, go to rupertslandbrass.ca or go to classic107.com. I've embedded a direct link to the show page in the article about the concert. You can find up there now. Daryl, thanks again.
Thanks so much.